It's Wednesday, January 29. In the headlines, the government announces $315 million housing repair initiative. In business news, we get the latest market reports. Regionally, Haitian mothers seek care in Dominican Republic amid violence and deportations. And in sports, West Indies women secure victory over Bangladesh. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. The government has announced a $315 million housing repair initiative to assist citizens affected by heavy rains between July and November 2024. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness announced the initiative in Parliament on Tuesday. He says under the initiative, $5 million will be allocated to each of the 63 constituencies.
Despite distributing almost 14,000 hurricane burial recovery grants, we know that there are many households across Jamaica that were also impacted by the heavy rainfall due to the unusual, Mr. Speaker, the unusual weather patterns between July and December. Leaky roofs were, of course, the obvious most frequent complaints.
Dr. Holness says members of Parliament will be tasked to identify prospective beneficiaries.
While the amounts to be recommended for the beneficiary are at the discretion of the Member of Parliament, grants should be within the range of $70,000 to $100,000 to make meaningful improvements to roofs, windows, and sideboardings to ensure that more Jamaican shelters can withstand the next heavy rainfall, tropical depression, or hurricane.
The Prime Minister says people who are already beneficiaries of the Hurricane Relief Grant will not be able to receive this allocation.
We will be checking to ensure that there are no duplications, Mr. Speaker, of allocations across programs. I urge all members of Parliament to work closely with their constituents to identify those households that are most in need of assistance. It is essential that we focus on the most vulnerable, particularly those who cannot afford to repair their homes themselves.
The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation has identified registered hardware stores to allow for ease of distribution of building materials. Several matters were discussed at this week's post-cabinet press brief held at Jamaica House. Minister with responsibility for works, Robert Morgan, gave an update on the ongoing efforts to repair and reconstruct the nation's road network. Danita Rodney has the details.
Speaking at Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing, Minister with responsibility for works, Robert Morgan, reported that most of the funds allocated under the REACH Rehab program for the September to December period have been spent. Now, members of Parliament, alongside the National Works Agency, are working to secure additional funding for the January to March 2025 period. Minister Morgan also provided an update on the status of several projects under the Relief Emergency Assistance and Community Help REACH program.
Kingston and St. Andrew, which is the contractor is ACE, which is one of the packages is ACE, which is $150 million. We're 50% complete.
In addition, the minister outlined progress on road repairs under the Capital Expenditure CAPEX program.
Grange Lane, which is the first one to start, is almost complete. It will be finished in March of this year. East Kings House Road to Lady Musgrave will begin in this quarter, which is between now and March. Based on what we have seen here, we have finished the engineering designs, feasibility studies, and we're now in the procurement and contract award let me correct that, Q2 of 2025-26 is when it will start.
As for major highways, Minister Morgan revealed that the Montego Bay Perimeter Road is now 55% complete, with further plans in place to improve other road infrastructure across the island.
Persons would be aware that the government is now, through the contractor China Harbour, building the Montego Bay Perimeter Road. That road is 55% complete, and one of the major pieces of that infrastructure, which is the Montego River Bridge, which is the largest bridge in Jamaica currently, is 90% complete. And we have also added the Long Hill bypass to that has started and is on schedule for completion in 2026. There's also plans to do the South St. Elizabeth extension, which will be from Williamsfield to Hodges, and that is in the design phase.
These initiatives are part of the government's ongoing commitment to improving the country's road network. Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I am Denita Rodney.
A bill to amend the Counties and Parishes Act was tabled in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. The move was done as part of the process to have Portmore named as Jamaica's 15th parish. Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Desmond Mackenzie, is leading the charge. According to the bill, the new parish will exclude the communities of Lakes Pen, Grange Lane, Lime Tree Grove, and Quarry Hill. The parish capital will be Portmore, similar to Kingston being the capital of Kingston. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the National School Nutrition Policy has been completed. Speaking at Tuesday's launch of the Heart Foundation of Jamaica's Heart Month 2025 media launch, Dr. Tufton explained that the aim is to tap into the challenge before it becomes a major problem.
And I'm happy to report that in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Health, that policy is now working its way to Cabinet, meaning the Minister and I have signed off on it. And we anticipate a Cabinet conversation, hopefully in the next weeks, assuming nothing untoward, which I don't expect because the Cabinet is equally concerned, then that policy will become a reality soon.
He says after it is formalized, a work plan will be done for its implementation.
On the face of it, we could say, based on what is happening with premature mortality, that our efforts up to this point is less than we would like it to be. But we have to keep trying, and we have to keep pressing. And where we have to adjust, we adjust. The other very important policy is the elimination of trans fats, which we have signed off on. This is now a combined effort between health and industry, investment and commerce. That one is working its way between both ministries to become a Cabinet submission for consideration.
Meanwhile, the health minister says an agreement has been made to phase out trans fat consumption in Jamaica's food system.
That is long overdue, to be totally frank, because cardiovascular disease, affairs of the heart, have been impacted very negatively by trans fats in our food system. And we need to do like other countries, indeed like the US, which is not always the best standards when it comes to food standards, or Canada, which is probably a little better, in terms of eliminating trans fatty acids from our food system. And there is agreement on that. It is to make that work.
Trans fat is a type of unsaturated fat that occurs in foods like margarine, fried foods, and certain baked foods, and more. Trans fat increases bad cholesterol and lowers good cholesterol. An elevated level of bad cholesterol in the blood increases the risk of developing heart disease. Former president of the University of Technology, Dr. Alfred Sangster, died on Monday night. He was 95. In the 26 years that Dr. Sangster headed the institution formerly known as CAST, the College of Arts, Science and Technology, The student population grew from approximately 1,500 to more than 6,000, while 50 more academic programs were introduced to the curriculum, and the groundwork laid for the college's transition to university status, which took place in 1995. Minister of Sports Olivia Grange has hailed the contribution of Dr. Sangster to the development of the nation's athletes, transforming the university and safeguarding the country's democracy. Dr. Sangster will also be remembered as the founding chairman of the local election watchdog organization, Citizens Action for Free and Fair Elections. With the 2024-2025 income tax filing season underway, Tax Administration Jamaica is set to launch its special taxpayer assistance program on Monday, February 3. The sessions, held island-wide, aim to help small business owners file their 2024 annual income tax returns and 2025 estimated tax payments online by March 17. STAP is designed for micro, small, and medium enterprises earning up to $10 million annually. Business owners are encouraged to bring key documents such as their TRN, expense statements, and bank records to maximize the assistance provided. The full schedule of STAP sessions are available on the TAJ website. To further support taxpayers, TAJ is also hosting a series of income tax webinars covering topics for pensioners, corporate taxpayers, and self-employed individuals. Registration details are available on TAJ's communication platforms. Additionally, TAJ is partnering with key organizations, including MSME Alliance, Jamaica Business Development Corporation, and major banks to expand support and promote tax compliance. Taxpayers are reminded that filing online is mandatory, and payments can be made through various digital channels, including the TAJ portal, direct funds transfer, and online banking. For more information, you can visit www.jamaicatax.gov.jm or call 888-TAX-HELP. That's 888-829-4357. Time now for the Business Report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. Medical Disposables and Supplies Limited has advised that the company has entered a joint venture involving the formation of an entity in Cayman to be engaged in the distribution of pharmaceutical and medical products to hospitals, clinics, and other healthcare-related facilities in Cayman and the Caribbean region. Medical Disposables has further advised that this company formation began in October 2024 and is expected to be completed prior to financial year end March 31st, 2025. Medical Disposables has also advised that the company has been appointed as the distributor of True Pet Food in Jamaica. True Pet Food is a Jamaican pet food brand owned by Caribbean Broilers Group. NCB Financial Group Limited has announced the successful divestment of Thoma Explorate BV, the insurance brokerage business of Guardian Group Fathom in the Netherlands, to UK-based PIB Group Limited. In a statement to the stock exchange, NCB disclosed that the group expects to record a gain from this transaction, which was finalized on January 24. The sale aligns with the company's broader objectives to streamline operations and focus on high-growth opportunities within its portfolio. This move is part of NCB's ongoing commitment to refining its business model, ensuring sustainable growth, and delivering enhanced returns to shareholders. For the trading period ending January 28, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Online Educator One-on-One Educational Services Limited with 40,066,781 units traded, representing 51.72% of market sales volume. Microfinance firm Elasco Financial Services Limited with 8,074,843 units traded, accounting for 10.42% of market sales volume. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited with 5,912,805 units traded, represented 7.63% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rates set by the Bank of Jamaica. On January 28, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $40.4 million purchased and US $53.6 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $1.19 in profit per dollar, selling the US at $158.05 and buying the US at $156.86. The Canadian dollar netted Forex traders $2.77 per transactions, with selling at $111.13 and buying at $108.36. The British pound yielded Forex traders $6.88 in profits, with selling at $198.58 and buying at $191.70. For our credit report tip of the day, what if your credit score is below 500? The gold standard for credit scores is 850 points. But even small improvements can unlock better financial opportunities. As a self-employed professional, visiting your banker to discuss credit worthiness is a crucial step towards building financial stability. Here are some options. Draft a credit explanation letter. If your score is low, explain factors like temporary financial hardship. Also, research bank credit policies. Know what your bank requires from self-employed borrowers. And then ask for a pre-qualification assessment. This determines if you're eligible without impacting your credit score. Now we turn from our Nothing to Financial Resilience feature. Building financial resilience and recovery as a professional woman over 45 who happens to seek a slower pace of life with passive income involves thoughtful planning and action. You've given so much of yourself to others, your career, your loved ones, and now it's time to prioritize you. Here are some steps you can take. Turn your passion into profit. Whether it's crafting, baking, or photography, transform your hobbies into scalable income streams. Also invest in dividend-paying stocks. Choose reliable companies or exchange traded funds that provide consistent dividends to build a steady income. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step towards your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, spiraling violence in Haiti is making healthcare nearly impossible to access, forcing Haitian mothers to cross into the Dominican Republic for medical care, even as the government there ramps up deportations.
As gang violence in Haiti continues to escalate, access to healthcare is slipping out of reach for most people. For Haitian mothers like Sineas Leon, that means seeking care at hospitals in neighboring Dominican Republic.
Would I have a child in Haiti? No, I would not. I had my child here. I don't know what the care is really like in Haitian hospitals. I don't think I would receive good care because of the government situation. There is no government in Haiti. There is no ruler. Our hospitals will never treat us well.
Haiti and the Dominican Republic share the island of Hispaniola in the Caribbean, but are divided by a heavily secured border, long-standing tensions, and an immense wealth gap. In Haiti, the healthcare system has been pushed to the brink. A UN report in October said less than a quarter of hospitals around Port-au-Prince are currently operational. That assessment came before a spike in violence in late 2024. That saw gangs shoot and kill journalists gathered at Haiti's largest public hospital. They had been there for a government press conference meant to announce a long-awaited reopening. Those plans have been put on hold. The capital's airport and ports have repeatedly been forced to shut down, prompting hospitals to warn of a lack of supplies, such as blood and oxygen. But while the Dominican Republic offers Haitian mothers access to relatively better healthcare, it comes with significant risks. The country deported over 2,000 Haitians in 2024 and nearly 15,000 in the first 2 weeks of 2025 alone. Authorities have pledged to continue deporting up to 10,000 people per week to manage the influx of migrants. Dominican politicians argue that the country lacks the resources to support a large number of Haitian migrants. Local doctors said many Haitian women are afraid to attend prenatal checkups and tend to arrive late at night or when they're about to give birth due to the risk of deportation.
In Trinidad and Tobago, an inaccurate fuel reading forced a Caribbean Airlines flight to make an emergency landing at Piarco International Airport on Monday night. Finance Minister Colm Imbert told the Senate the issue stemmed from a faulty measurement in the left fuel tank, but assures that the aircraft itself had no mechanical problems. The flight, en route from Tobago to Trinidad, landed safely with no injuries. 3 airline employees, the pilot and 2 technicians are now off active duty as investigations continue.
One of the engines basically ran out of fuel.
Finance Minister Colm Imbert said there was nothing wrong with the Caribbean Airlines aircraft that had to make an emergency landing at the Piarco International Airport on Monday, noting that it was simply what he called an inaccurate measurement of fuel.
The captain managed to pilot the aircraft safely and landed well. There were no injuries or anything of that nature to the passengers, and the aircraft has since been withdrawn from service. But it appears the problem arose from inaccurate measurements of the amount of fuel in the left tank of the aircraft.
He said the incident occurred around 10 p.m. on Monday, involving Caribbean Airlines aircraft 9YTTC, with the emergency landing declared for flight BW1541 en route from Tobago to Trinidad. The aircraft has since been withdrawn from service, and the minister showed that all civil aviation procedures were and are being followed.
One of the engines basically ran out of fuel, which caused the captain to make the mandatory announcement in accordance with civil aviation regulations to the passengers that they should get into the position that is recommended for emergency landing.
He also noted that at least 3 employees of the airline are not in active service at this time.
There are 3 persons involved, the pilot and 2 technicians, with respect to the whole question of how much fuel was in the particular tank that fed the particular engine that had the problem. So they have been, I don't want to use the word withdrawn from service, but the aircraft has been withdrawn from service, and these 3 individuals are not in active service at this point in time, which is normal when you're doing an investigation.
Minister Imbert said Caribbean Airlines will now follow all the established procedures in accordance with the civil aviation rules and regulations and their own internal industrial relations procedures to ensure everyone involved receive a fair hearing and the root cause of the problem is determined. Sonolala, TTT News.
St. Lucia's tourism industry is soaring to new heights. Officials are celebrating a record-breaking year in 2024, with visitor arrivals surging across all sectors, a major win for the island's economy. The details in this report.
The sunny side of St. Lucia is shining brightly, with its beautiful beaches and lush landscapes continuing to intrigue and entice visitors to its shores. The island celebrated a historic feat in 2024, recording the highest ever visitor arrivals across all segments: stayover, cruise, yacht, and sea arrivals.
We expect 2025 this year to be even bigger than 2024, which shows that St. Lucia is on an upward trajectory. What also makes it even more impressive is the fact that for 2024, we had over 500 rooms out of stock.
Despite challenges like a reduction of 500 hotel rooms during critical periods of the year, St. Lucia's impressive visitor arrivals growth has left tourism officials buoyed by the prospects of what's to come. Tourism Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire highlights the need to further cultivate the sector to ensure as many locals can tap into the surplus of the industry.
Of course, we've seen significant growth in the villa sector as well as the home accommodation sector, and that has helped us tremendously in terms of offering a diverse range of options for persons who wanting to come to St. Lucia. And we surely see, when it comes to event tourism in particular, jazz, carnival, the beach festival, and cricket and other such activities, a high demand for home accommodation and for the villa sector. So the industry continues to grow. Important for us is to increase the offerings that we have. We've always held a position that for us, the important thing is not just numbers, but it's really not quantity, but the quality of the experience that we offer and how St. Lucians are benefiting more and more from the industry.
Key markets like the United States and UK continued to deliver. St. Lucia's cruise tourism surged with a 185% increase in passengers, with an additional 108,529 arrivals compared to 2023.
In sports, we zero in on cricket. West Indies women secured a comfortable 8-wicket win over Bangladesh women with 19 balls to spare in the first T20 in St. Kitts Monday night. Joel Rain reports.
Chasing 145, the hosts got off to a flying start with openers Keanu Joseph and Hayley Matthews putting on 63 for the first wicket. Joseph was the first to go with a 21-ball 29, while Matthews went on to make an unbeaten 60 off 54. But the game changer was DeAndre Dottin, who blasted an unbeaten 51 off just 22 balls, including 7 massive sixes. Earlier, Bangladesh were held to 144 for 3 after opting to bat at Warner Park. Nigar Sultana hit an undefeated 53 off 40 deliveries. With the win, West Indies took a 1-0 lead in the 3-match series. The next game will be on Wednesday and the final on Friday. Joel Rain, ABS Sports.
And that's the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBCJamaica. Thanks for watching.